Hi everyone, it's JT Hackett here with JT Hacks Business. Here to answer a few questions for you guys that we got sent in from you guys to us. So without further ado, we're gonna just jump right in with the questions and give you some insight and answers. Hopefully, if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to hit us on social media at JT Hacks Business, and we'll get back to you in the next episode of our podcast or show here and answer your questions. So we're gonna start out with question number one.
How do I know, after so many ideas, what business I should take a leap of faith and start first?
That's a good question. So many ideas, what businesses? A lot of people ask, what do I start first? Because a lot of people have 100 ideas in their head and they all think they're $1 million ideas. But the easiest answer to that is basically just start. So just start one. Which one may be the easiest for you? I don't know. I don't know the difficulty level of your businesses. Like, for example, somebody may want to start a clothing line online. It's pretty easy to start. Some might want to start a restaurant. It takes a little more, it's a little more complicated, a little more complex. It takes a little more effort, a lot more funding than certain things. So you have to basically just set up in what business is easiest for you to start first. Not necessarily which one you think is going to be the best at that time. Just got to start one. And my suggestion would be is which one are you most passionate about? Which one do you feel most comfortable with doing? Which one you have the most background or knowledge of doing works best? Don't go out there and just start businesses just to start a business. You actually have to be passionate about what you're doing. You have to believe in the product that you're actually going to be selling. Otherwise, customers are not going to believe in it. If you don't believe in what you're doing, then we're not going to believe in it. You can't sell us what you don't believe in. So you actually have to believe in what you're doing in order for us to believe in you as customers. So it's a good question. So if you got to to answer that question, that's to be the brief rundown. Which business do you start first? Start the one that would be, if you're passionate about all of them, which I highly doubt you are. But if you are, start the one that's easiest for you to start. Not necessarily saying that it's going to be, you might be able to work one or two businesses or three at the same time. In the online world nowadays, you can run 2 or 3 online operations at the same time. So it depends on what type of business you're trying to open up and the complexity of it. So, good question.
What if the business I want to start first isn't as profitable or as lucrative as the one that could possibly bring a fortune? Should I start the one with the greatest money growth projectile first?
Again, it's all going to come down to passion about this same thing. Because if you're not passionate about it, then, and I keep saying that word because passion is everything, and people can pretty much see it. If you're not passionate about a certain business, then you're going to lose the interest in it and the care, and that's going to show in the appearance of your business, whether you have a brick and mortar location, storefront, or you're not going to be invested in it if you have an online location. You're not going to be in there every day grinding, putting the hours in online to promote the business, to hit those customer bases, find your customers, and hit them with ads, and it just kind of promote and get that ROI, that return on investment. You have to be invested into a business in order to basically make it grow. So start which one first. Repeat that again. Let me make sure I answer that thing correctly for them. Repeat that again one more time. So
what if the business I want to start first isn't as profitable or as lucrative as the one that could possibly bring me a fortune?
And again, if you're going into business, I want to make sure I hit on our key points. That's why I got to repeat the question. But if you're going into it just looking for to get rich, then it's not going to happen. Most people don't go into business. They go into business, you want to make money, of course. That's why we go into business. That's why we do anything. That's why we work. But if you're going to be focused on just the profit end of it, just making money, then you're probably not going to make the money. You have to be passionate about it. You have to be willing to dive in. You have to be willing to go to work even though you might not be making any money that day. You have to be there. You have to be there. And in order to, if you're in it for the money, if you're not making money and you're not to the level that you need to be as fast as you want to be, then you may quit, you may give up. But a lot of things takes time to build up to where you need them to be. So you have to give something time. So make sure that you're passionate about the business, and make sure that you really love that what you're doing in order to be successful at it. So I think I answered on that point. Did I?
You did.
Okay.
All
If
right.
not, leave comments. I can reiterate some things or elaborate more deeply on some things. And a lot of this stuff is going to be redundant. It's going to be asked again throughout the course of this show. So you're going to hear a lot of things. You're going to hear a lot of different versions of the answer, but it's all going to be to the same, pretty much, root solution. So.
Is it better to have a business partner or do everything on your own?
That's a good question. That's a good question because I've been in both places, and I started on my own in business role first, and then I got into a partnership before with a business. So it basically all depends on the type of business, type of level you're wanting to grow. For instance, some people can do it on their own, and I highly recommend doing it on your own if you can. So if you can do it on your own, I highly recommend you doing it on your own. But if you need knowledge from other people, and if it's a business that you feel like someone else is more knowledgeable on the concept, and they're more, and they have the funding and everything you need to help with the growth, and you feel like that you can be a successful partnership, and then by all means, take that leap. Me, on the other hand, I feel like if it's something that I can do on my own, and if it's something that I'm knowledgeable about on my own, then you don't necessarily need a partner. If you feel like you can grow on your own, you do it without a partner. And to that point, if something that you don't understand or something you need help with, then you can hire people to work for you. You can outsource a lot of things, so therefore you don't need a partnership. You can just outsource the stuff you don't know about. Hire people who are smarter than you. I mean, hopefully people are hiring people that are smarter than them, help grow their business, especially in aspects of things they don't understand, like marketing, social media marketing, any other thing like growth and development, anything that you're not pretty much comfortable with in your own business, and pretty much you can't do, outsource. Hire them out. You don't necessarily need a partner. If that's the only reason you need a partner, it's because you feel like you're not comfortable in a certain area of the business, then you can outsource that. You can hire someone to do that for you instead of having a whole partnership and having to divide your business into 50%, 40%, whichever percentage you come up with. So outsourcing would be a great tool if you're thinking about partnership, and if you can afford to do it by yourself, try outsourcing first. And if you feel like you've reached a point where you need a partner, then hey, try to sell yourself. That's question.
If I choose a partner, is it better to go into business with someone you know or a stranger?
Not a good question. Not a great question. I like how they building up on each other too. If you choose a partner, you want to go into partnerships, and you want to go into people with people you trust. And most of the time, people we trust, we feel like are the people that are closest to us, and that may be good and bad. They may look at it as, hey, I can do whatever I want to do because we're friends, we're besties, we're buds, or whatever, and they may not be as driven as you are, or they may motivated as you are. They may just like you, feel like you got a great idea. They might just want to drop some money somewhere, and hey, we got that partnership. This is all types of partnerships. We have silent partners, and we have silent partners. We have people who want to be on the front line. We have angel investors. I mean, it's a lot of different things that people will go into the business-wise as partnerships. And in order for the partnership to work, it's got to be a lot of boundaries, and a lot of things have to be established up front, and a lot of things have to be pretty much detailed out. And a lot of people just go into business, go into partnership, they go in to shake a hand and say, hey bud, my bud's great, I'm going to business with him. But I feel like a lawyer should be involved in the middle of this at every aspect, because you're going to need that mediation. You're going to need somebody there to pretty much tell you that, okay, or to establish between the two of you or three of you, however many partners you plan on having in your business, that this is these are the lines that we cannot cross. You know, it's this is part of the business. This is business, and when we leave here, it's business is over with. Wait, we can go have a drink. That's all fine and dandy. But when it comes down to the business part of it, we need to know that this is business. And a lot of people fail with hiring or going in partnership with family members, college buddies, and people, they fail there because people just aren't serious enough, because a lot of things are playful when we're friends and stuff like that, and they get to the business, bringing it to the office, and instill that level of playfulness and non-seriousness. And when it comes to business, that's when you're running a business, when you're the rim of the whole thing. It's got to be serious, okay? It has to be serious, and your partner has to be as serious about the business as you are. And if they're not, then it might not be the best fit for you. So going out and finding a friend or finding a business partner that's not related, not a non-friend, or somebody that you met in some other type of business setting that may be a great fit for your company, may be the best way to go, because they have pretty much the same drive. They was out looking for the same thing. They might be have the same drive, it might just be you in another shell. You know, that's probably what you need. Do you need two of you to be great? No, sometimes you need somebody who's a little opposite of you, like yin and yang, to balance you out, and that's great too. But you have to just basically establish the situation, because sometimes we have family members. I've been in a partnership where I had a close friend and family that we really were successful in it because we both wanted the same thing. We both had the drive. We both was passionate about the business. We both wanted to see the growth and success of the business. So, and I've had a partnership with somebody who just kind of brought the whole business down. Somebody I had to kind of let go the partnership, and like buying out a partner it's not fun or easy. But it has to be done. And I've been in that situation as well. So it's about choosing the right partner at the end of the day. And in that situation where I had to let him go, it was a partnership where I felt like he had something that he could bring something to the business that I couldn't have, that I felt like I couldn't have at the time, but I just didn't want to apply myself and learn the techniques. But once I did, he just became an invaluable asset to me. Really didn't provide much, and he started bringing the business down once I realized how much he didn't provide, because I felt like he was doing so much until I learned that skill set and learned that he was just riding the wave. So it's gonna be you knowing where you need help, you knowing where to cut losses, and you pretty much decided from there, hey, what's it gonna take to run my business? So partnerships we can have a whole show on just partnerships, because I've known people who started partnerships and they hated them. And I know people who are in partnerships and they still are successful today, both with friends and both with family and both with outside people. So it could be either way. You just have to really assess your situation and really give it some good hard thought before you go into a partnership, because it's like a marriage. A partnership is like a marriage. That's somebody you have to deal with for the length of your business. Sometimes afterwards, you may have to end up in lawsuits, and you just gotta protect yourself throughout this whole thing. So I think it's a good question. What's the next question?
If the money isn't there, should a person wait until the amount is saved to start a new business, or should they get a business loan? Wow.
Now, I'm a firm believer. That's a great question. I'm a firm believer in no loans. No loans. I've had many businesses, and never, ever once have I taken a loan to start a business. Okay? Never once I've taken a loan to start a business. All my businesses have been started off of the backs of me. You know, saving. Your whole thing is just saving. You're saved. Within your family, y'all have to decide y'all want to start a business. You, your wife, your significant other, whoever it may be. It takes commitment to build a savings to take away from the family, because that's initially what you're doing. You're taking money outside of your own home, and you're going to invest it into an idea, something that you believe in. Hold on. Don't let this pass. It's something that you believe in, because at the end of the day, it takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to start a business. So a lot of people still on the easy route is to take a loan. And if you can get a loan to start a business, it is easy. It is easy. But I found out in the business world, everything you have to work for, everything you have to get, everything you fought for. When I saved for a business, to start a business, I wanted to succeed that much more greater, because it's my actual funds that I worked hard for, that my family worked hard for, that we saved up, that we are potentially putting into this business and hoping that, you know, it grows. You don't want to save up $50,000, $100,000, $20,000, whatever it is, put in a business and it tanks a month later. It may take you 6 months or 12 months to stay that money up, sometimes even longer. And to lose it in a month, I know it's scary, but at least when you lose that money, you in a business, quote unquote, fail. Don't like to say businesses fail, because you learn a lot from the failures within the business at that particular time or location or whatever. You learn a lot from it. So it's like it's basically like going to Hard Knocks University. You know, it's like going to college, putting the money in there, and you're learning hands-on. So it's like paying for an education. Basically, that's what you're essentially doing when you go into a business, and whether it succeeds or don't succeed, you basically essentially paid for an education. You learned a lot. Hopefully you learned a lot from that particular situation, and you can grow from there, and it can grow and be greater at the next time or the next location or the next business, whatever it may be. So do I feel like you should take a loan to start a business? No, because the main point is, if the business fail, quote unquote fail, then that loan is you're still obligated to pay that loan back. If you have an outstanding balance, let's say your business failed and you have an outstanding balance of $100,000 loan, then they're coming after their money. You personally guarantee that money. So that is still, now you put that strain on the household. Now you got to pay mortgages, car payments, insurances, and still paying on a business that doesn't even exist. I just see, if you're married, that's probably, and if you started a business that your wife probably was skeptical about, your husband probably was skeptical about in the first place, and then it failed, and then y'all took a loan out on it. Or maybe some people take second mortgages on their homes, or home equity line credits, and now you got all this stuff. Now you got your house tied to this. So why would you want to tie up? Most people's homes is their largest asset. So why would you want to tie your largest asset to something that could potentially tank? You know, and now you got a lot of stress on the home, trying to pay loan payments, trying to pay loan payments on a business that's not even making money, trying to pay payments at home. So now you're working double time, triple time, 2 or 3 jobs here and there, and now everybody's stressed, no time with the family. It's just, don't do it. At the end of the day, don't get a loan to start a business. If you believe in your business as much as you say you do, save up your own money and invest in your business first. And then your business becomes successful over the next course of a couple of months, and you feel like you need money in order to grow that business, and you've already set out and you see the growth potential of your business, and you're already growing month after month, then get you a small loan if you need it. Hopefully you won't need it at that point. Hopefully you will not need it at that point. But let's make sure you have a viable business before you go out there and ask for money from anyone to invest in a business that you're not willing to work hard, save up, and invest in your own funds first. So invest in yourself first before you go out here and borrow money to invest in your dream. Next question.
Is it a good idea to quit current job and solely focus on the business, or try to do both?
A lot of it's been a lot of speculations about jump, and I'm a firm believer in jumping and leave your business. And it's been explained that, you know, when you jump to go out and start a business. Some people just heard jump and went straight jumping, you know, and not listen to the whole thing and not heard it out thoroughly. When you jump, it's not just going out here and jumping, you know, just run and jump off a thing and going into the business. You have to be prepared. You have to set everything up. Save 6 months. Save at least 6 months of finances to float your home. You know, you have a happier life, half of your wife, or half of your husband, half of your household. So save at least the 6 months to be able to sustain your household, and you're still gonna need that extra money to sustain the business as it grows. So I say continue to work until you actually built up that savings here to protect the family if something happens. That savings over here with the business growth. So from the money you're making from the business, hope you're reinvesting it, and pretty much people don't build emergency funds for their business. That's the problem. We go into business and we don't build emergency funds for our business. We have emergency funds for our homes, for our personal finances. We have 3 to 6 months worth of savings built up or saved up just in case of loss of income from an employer, you get laid off or whatever. You got that money there to help protect you in the case of those matters. But we don't have the money there. Most people don't save in their business for when that time comes for slow months and things of that nature. Like I said, I had a business in a mall. I had a mall location. Everybody know malls are seasonal. And in order to float us through those slow months, we had to have money saved up from the great months in order to float us through the slow months. Or otherwise, you pretty much basically won't survive if you don't have that money there to kind of help float. Especially you're going to have a loss of income in there because the sales fluctuate greatly in like mall settings. And especially if you have a seasonal business, you want to make sure that you have, like for lawn care business and things like that, you got winters off, you want to make sure you have enough money saved up to float your business, or find some kind of niche market you can do in the winter time to actually make your business still viable. I mean, shovel snow, snowmobile, clean streets, whatever it takes. Make sure your business can survive all seasons. So build a savings net for your business, as well as for your home, and continue to work throughout your job, your current job. Especially you're gonna need it for insurance purposes or the benefits or whatever it may be. So make sure you continue to work throughout your current job if you can, if you're able, to have that schedule where you can basically work your current job and work on your business, especially if it's an at-home business or online business. If it's online business, I think definitely continue to work, because I feel like you can do both. It's enough hours in a day where you can work an 8-hour job plus come home and work on your business and still have enough time for your family. So definitely keep your job until you are really ready to jump, until your income from your business can pretty much compensate for the loss of income from your job. If you were to quit today, continue to work. Let's say, for instance, if you're making $50,000 a year at your job, and you was going to quit today, and you was only going to make $20,000 at your business a year, then it's not time to jump yet. It's not time to jump. So continue to work on your job until you build that level of income, until you can replace it. And, some people say, hey, once I reach $50,000 over here at my business, then there's no point in me still going into my job. And some people be like, I need to be at another level. I need to be at least $70,000 because, hey, now I got to kind of furnish the insurance, or I need to be at least $60,000. I got to pay $10,000 a year on the insurance. Or that's just a quote. I don't know how much it costs a year. I pay for it through an employer. So, but whatever it costs per year for the insurance, you might want to have that too if you need insurance for your family. So you got to see basically what's going to be comfortable for you before you jump, what's going to be suitable for your family, what are your family's needs as far as finances before you jump. So continue to work in your current position at your current company, going there, getting them their 100%. They deserve it. They're paying you to get them 100%. So don't lack off on your job. You don't want to lose it prematurely either. So still focus on the job that you have while focusing on the dream.
Which job should be considered most important? The one that pays the bills or the one that potentially could?
Again, make sure you still focus on the job that you have. And at the end of the day, we're trying to build a dream. So the most important thing is going to be your dream. At the end of the day, jobs are everywhere. I mean, we live in a time right now, the economy is great. Where I live at, we have plenty of jobs in my area, lots of jobs, and they're great paying jobs. So jobs are always going to be there, all right? And if you're an entrepreneur, you probably are not really a job person anyway. I know I'm not. So Yeah, so your job is basically it's still important, but you want to make sure that you focus on your business. That's your main goal, your business. That's going to replace your job. So, yes, it's more important to go ahead and get your job, give 100% at your job. But the main thing, your main important goal is your business. So, yes, your business is going to be what you have all of your marbles in, all your focus in. I'm not saying give your job more than 110, 120% because you're not trying to grow with it. What you're trying to do is grow your business. So give your business that 150, 160%. Give your business your all, because at the end of the day, that's what you're striving to be, an entrepreneur, a business owner, and that's going to be your job. That's going to take care of you, your family for years to come. So make sure you put your all into everything you do. If you love if you're not passionate about it, you don't love it, then why are you even doing it? And remember, we're not chasing money. If you're chasing money, if you're starting a business just for the dollars, then you're not gonna get them. You gotta be bigger than that. It's gotta be bigger than you. You gotta love what you do. You gotta be passionate about it, and you gotta know that the money will come. If you give it your all, the money will come. Okay, the money will come. You gotta give it your all. You gotta be passionate about it, and the money will come. So focus on the business first, and everything else will come second. And I think that's all we have for today, guys. Like I said, it's been great with your questions. Continue to send them in. They're great. I love answering questions. And we're probably gonna start doing some live interviews here soon, where we sit down with some local business owners who've been successful in their field, who's mastered their craft, and we're gonna try to bring that to you guys. Just pretty much showing you, let them answer a few questions that you may have, or I might ask some questions. So send them in to me. I'm dealing with people from all aspects of the business world. I got a lot of friends in the business world, so I'm probably gonna hit them up first. So we're probably gonna rattle their brains first. A lot of people rattle my brain a lot, but we're gonna see what made them successful, what did they do to start their business, and how did they get that growth. Again, it's been a great episode. JT Hacks Business. Follow me on social media. Like, subscribe to my podcast at JT Hacks Business podcast. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, the podcast is available. JT Hacks Business. So thank you, and see you later.